So, ladies and gentlemen, what's your purpose? Why are you here on this earth today? Today for me, my purpose was pretty clear. At first, when I heard a tiny little voice asking me for something to drink, my purpose was to get my butt up and take care of that kid. When the clock said it was time to get to work, my purpose was to go to work and do the very best job that I can do as a teacher. And right now my purpose in making this video is to lift you up, encourage you to just underline, underscore, and highlight with every color of the rainbow the fact that God called you for something amazing. And if you will heed that call, if you will follow Him, if you will serve Him, you're gonna be so excited. Not every minute's going to be great. I promise you, not every minute's going to be great. I've had some really rough minutes in the last couple of weeks. But everything that He puts you to do will have a purpose. Every time you follow His purpose, whether you understand it or not, you will be doing something magnificent that He will eventually translate for you. And in the meantime, you can just know that you're doing your best to serve the greatest, most holy, most amazing, most powerful, most wonderful being in the universe, and He happens to like you. I know, it blows my mind every time to realize that there really is God, and He really did call me. Now let me start with the story. I was raised by my grandma because my mom OD'd on prescription medicine that she bought from a neighbor. It was prescriptions that the doctor had given her, but when hers ran out, she figured, hey, it's a prescription, it's from the doctor. The neighbor got it from the doctor. It can't be bad for me to have a little too much. Apparently it was, because she OD'd. She ended up in a nursing home for a good 3 years or so. And she didn't actually get back on her feet in her own apartment till I was about 6. It was a really hard life for her. She had some tough years there. My father left, just disappeared. He later gave me a lot of explanations that I accepted blindly because I was so eager to finally have my father back. And he's a good guy doing his best in this world, but he's not my daddy. My Heavenly Father has proven Himself a really good daddy. And my grandfather who raised me was a really good daddy. I've abounded with great father figures in my life. And if my father wasn't going to be one of them, that's okay. But when God called me to reach out and find my father, that was tough. It was tough because I didn't want to go chasing after a man who disappeared and didn't want to come back to me. I mean, who does? Who wants to be that person? But I was so eager to find out. To find out that something was, it was a mix up, and he really had been wanting to find me all this time and looking for me, and it wasn't like that, and well, it really wasn't like what I was dreaming. But out of that situation, I got beautiful aunts who love me and treat me amazing. And I've got some cousins, really awesome cousins, that I'm getting to know every day more and more. And I'm really excited about this family, who I've actually never met in person, but they are amazing. All this time I thought they were the Heinemann family, but they are not. They're actually descendants of the Grabfelders. My father's last name was Heinemann from his dad, who was an absentee father for some time in his life, I guess. And so that was a cycle that could have continued. But I raised all my children with their father until they were all over 18. Yay, we broke that cycle. And going for as long as I can make it. I used to say till death, but lately I wonder. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so silly. God has been so faithful. Without a dad raising me, who was mine on this earth, living in my grandma's house, living in my aunt's house, living in my other aunt's house, eventually living with my birth mother for 6 months, and then finally getting married. Every time I felt like I was living in somebody else's home. And even though I have loved the last 26 years, being married to Rudy and having my children, I didn't realize how much until just a few days ago that I didn't feel like my life now, even now, was my own. I always felt like I had to apologize to people for taking up space. Like I had to feel like I was a problem that I'm trying to mitigate, and cause as little disruption to their lives as possible. And like I've got to constantly make it up to people that they have me instead of someone else. That's a really sad thing to say because it sounds like I'm an idiot. I mean, how could I feel like such a useless, unnecessary person? But the more I spend time talking to other people out there, other women, the more I realize maybe we'd word it differently, but a lot of us feel like we have a lot to make up for. And honestly, no you don't. No you don't. No you don't. That beautiful woman out there who has it all together has her own issues. That amazing man out there who you look up to has his own problems. And some of those are worse than the ones you have. And some of those faults are so much worse than the ones you have. I found out throughout time there was a beautiful lady in my neighborhood who left her house dressed to the T every day. And she asked me to babysit her children. And I was like, sure. Her house was disgusting. It was a wreck. Her kids were wild and unwashed and dressed badly. And their laundry wasn't done and the rooms weren't clean. And there was no food in the fridge. And I don't know how they even survived. You don't know what the situation is in someone else's life. You just don't. And here you are worried that you're a problem. Here you are worried that you're not enough. I spent so much time worrying that I wasn't enough. And now I look at myself and I say, well, I'm not wrong about my faults. I am technically a bad cook. I am technically not a good housekeeper. But dang if I ain't smart. And dang if I ain't interesting. I'm a good conversationalist. I'm a good writer. I'm great with so many things. And I've got a lot of gifts and talents. And yes, I can be very moody at times. But I can also be an amazing, fun person. And I give people so much grace. So why am I a problem? Of course, I provide problems, but of course, I also provide solutions. God put me on this earth. He didn't make junk. And I've spent my whole life as a Christian telling everyone else that God doesn't make junk, while every time I looked in the mirror, all I saw was trash. And somebody who, for some reason or other, had just screwed it up too bad to ever go back to good again, to normal. Who the heck wants normal? I don't want normal. I'm happy being me. I like being me. And I'm so sorry that I spent so much time regretting the fact that I'm me. Guys, look around you and remember the God of the universe, the great I am, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nisi, the Lord our banner, the God who made the cows and the cattle on 1,000 hills, likes you. He made you. He wants you.